Hello everyone and welcome to Cooking with Hookies. My name is Andy Hook and I'm from Blackfriars Restaurant in Newcastle in the north of England. And we thought during these COVID-19 lockdowns, currently day 6, we thought it'd be good to do some cooking. So we're going to do one of our favourites, lasagna. But I'm going to do it with the original little monk who's called Molly Hook. Molly, come join us.
Hello.
Lasagna is Molly's favourite dish of all time, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we've been cooking for a long time and we're going to be using all the usual things. We've got some mince here, we've got some nice bacon, streaky bacon. We normally use pancetta, we've got onions, garlics, we've got some, I always grate a little bit of vegetables in this so that we've got a little bit of goodness. We've got some tomato puree and we've got some other bits and pieces, all of which that are going to go in here. But first of all, what's the first thing that we always do before we start cooking?
Wash our hands.
So first of all, we're going to wash our hands. See you in a bit. So how we start off is first of all we've cut some bacon up, which Molly's just done. And secondly, we're going to cut an onion up. Remember that the finer that you cut your onion up, the better it's going to impart flavour into the final dish and you're not going to be left with a load of lumps. So here's how I would cut an onion up. Everyone does it in a different way, but this is how I do it. So cut it vertically first, then 2 horizontal slices, being very careful not to cut your fingers off, and then carefully just cut down like this, and you get some fine dice. So the first thing we're going to do is put the bacon into the hot pan, just so that it crisps up and releases some of its fat, but we're going to put a tiny bit of olive oil in here to start off with, just so that it doesn't stick at all as it tends to do. Thank you. Then we're going to put in the onions to cook off a little bit. Give those a little stir. And we'll leave that for a few minutes. So the next thing is to put a bit of flavour into the dish. So one of my favourites that I like to put in everything is fennel seeds, which are always great, but I'm not sure that the kids are getting used to these. Do you like fennel seeds?
Not really.
Okay. Can we put a few in?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You put a few of those in. And the other thing is a little bit garlic, which always tastes great. So I've crushed the garlic and then I'm going to chop it up like this. I'm then going to add a little bit of salt on it, which always acts as a good little abrasion mechanism to get a bit more flavour out. So we've had the onions and the bacon sauteing for 5-6 minutes. Then we're going to add some garlic in that we chopped up earlier. The only thing with the garlic is that you want it to release its flavours and saute a little bit, but you don't want it to burn, because if it burns, it will go bitter and that won't be very pleasant. So I'm just going to stir it in there literally for a minute at the most. And then I'm going to add the mince. We had the mince now cooking for 5 or 6 minutes. So the next thing that we're going to put in is tomato puree, which has a really good kind of savoury umami hit. So we've had the mince cooking for a little while. The next thing to do is to add some other bits and pieces. So first of all, we've got a tin of tomatoes. So vegetables cleaned, so cut the end off there. Molly, would you like to grate this and pretend that we haven't put it in so that you can't taste it?
Yes.
And whilst you're doing that, I'll just peel the carrots.
And then I'm going to put in the veg. And another thing that we like to add is Henderson relish, which is like Worcestershire sauce. And then, because my dad's done too much talking, I'm going to show you how to do the roux. So for the roux, I've got a medium pan and butter, flour and milk. So you want to add in your butter first. I've just got 50 grams here. And once it's melted a little, I'll put in the flour. It's just 50 grams as well. And you just want to keep mixing. You can add in a bit of nutmeg for flavour. And you want to cook this for about a minute. And now you want to start gradually adding in your warm milk It's in this strange pot because it's been in the microwave for a couple of minutes. So you just add it slowly and you keep mixing.
So here we are just finishing off our roux. You might have noticed that Molly and I have swapped places, and that's because poor Molly's arms have got a little bit tired and it's quite hard work making a roux. And so we've ended up putting in around about a litre of warmed milk into this. And then we're just going to put it on a fairly low heat just to allow it to thicken up. We'll let it go for about 5 minutes before beginning to assemble it. So we have just about finished making the roux, which I'm just going to get now. It's thickened up quite nicely. And the next thing we're going to do is put the cheese in it. So we have got, how much cheese did you have in the end, Molly?
Almost a block.
A block, about 400 grams of mature cheddar. Could put Parmesan in, any big flavoured cheese at this point I think works really well. So if you want to put that in. So the bolognese again has been cooking away, I guess, for about 45 minutes on and off. We've put some seasoning and some salt and pepper into it. I'm going to try it, Molly, just to see how it is. Yeah?
It's very tasty.
Is that good? So the roux is now about the consistency of thick cream. Before that it was probably the consistency of single cream, but now that we've added cheese in, it's nice and thick. And the last thing that we need, of course, is our pasta. So we've got some really, really nice fresh pasta, egg lasagna pasta here. You don't have to use this, you can use any lasagna type of pasta. So the final thing we need to do is assemble. So first of all, Molly, what I'd like you to do is put a small amount of that in, a nice even layer. And then we're going to put in some of this beautiful bechamel sauce. And again, we're kind of evenly spreading it out. We want to use, well, we'll have more than a third here. Molly, would you like to start placing? Perfect. Then it's time to go again. What do you think, Molly? Just making sure that's got into all the nooks and crannies so that there's no dry bits left over. And hey presto, that is Molly and Andy's homemade lasagna. We've used all of our bechamel sauce, all of our mint sauce in there, and we've made a lasagna which we hope is going to feed around about 6 people. What we're going to do now is put it in the oven for around about 40 minutes at a medium to high heat, just making sure it doesn't burn at all, and then we're going to have a look at it. Cheers. So here we are, 45 minutes later, and here is our fabulous family lasagna. So what do you think then, Molly?
Good, looks good.
Do you think it's going to be delicious?
Yes.
Good, I hope so too. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. For more information, either visit our YouTube channel, Blackfriars Restaurant, or visit blackfriarsrestaurant.co.uk to see what else we're up to. See you again.